Wednesday.
Play ball!
It's Red Fox on a hot streak.
Can't touch this.
But he's about to lose his cool.
I'll pitch if I want to. In fact, I'm going out for varsity baseball.
It's big league trouble for the home team.
You're pig-headed.
I'm Alfonso Roy. I'm king of this house. I'm the head pig.
An all-new Royal Family on Red Hot Wednesday.
Choose sides and get ready for the battles of October.
Well, welcome back to our New York studios, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Terry Bradshaw, reminding you that coming up next is 60 Minutes, except on the West Coast and in the Mountain Time Zone, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. Tonight, 3 new stories, including Steve Kroft's profile of outrageous radio personality Rush Limbaugh. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, followed by the CBS Sunday movie Fire in the Dark, starring Olympia Dukakis, Lindsay Wagner, and Gene Stapleton. It's the touching story about a woman who must come to terms with growing older and her family's realization that love and devotion aren't enough to care for her at home. That's coming up tonight here on CBS. The game you just watched here on CBS, the New York Giants defeating the Phoenix Cardinals by a score of 20-9. Let's return you to the Meadowlands and Vern Lundquist standing by. Vern, take it away.
Pretty good, Jeff.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay, Greg, we're back where the Giants have defeated the Phoenix Cardinals 20-9. And they used the arm of Jeff Hostetler and the running talents of Rodney Hampton. Jeff threw for 14 of 18, another impeccable day passing the football, and Rodney Hampton with 132 yards. Jeff, let me start with you. I know you wanted to pass the ball once you got inside the 10, and you got your wish today.
Yeah, we did. We mixed things up a little bit, and you know, the weather conditions weren't the greatest today, but you know, we were able to get you know, the ball moving and mix it up real well, and got a couple touchdowns early on.
It seemed like the offensive line really controlled things for you, gave you a lot of time to throw, but also great push up front, and Rodney got in behind him.
Exactly. Offensive line's been playing real well, and you know, we just haven't been putting points on the board, and today we came out right off the bat and put some points right on the board, and we had a real good mixture of run and pass, and Rodney was running the ball well, and you know, you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line because they were pushing people around, you know, making some big holes and giving me time to throw the ball.
Jeff, don't go away, but let's turn to Rodney, who had 132 yards today, as well as catching four passes for 45. Particularly, Rodney, in the first half, it just seemed like the holes were huge, and you were taking big advantage of them.
With the offensive line, you know, they can't out the ball, knocking their mans out the ball. So whenever the hole is big, you know, us running backs, we just try to make big yardage.
On the touchdown run, talk to us a little bit about how you cut back behind William Roberts.
Well, I got it off a sprint draw play, and I just followed William Roberts the whole time. He just told me to stay behind him, and I did, and managed to score.
And Jeff, you've last 2 weeks you've managed to silence all of your critics, especially one in the studio by the name of Bradshaw, huh?
Yeah, Terry disappointed me, but you know, basically all I have to say is I'm not a backup, Terry, and I'm giving it my best.
Okay, Jeff, don't go away yet, because what goals do you have now? You're 3-3. The Redskins won again today. I know you know about that. Are you looking at a wild card berth right now?
No, it's too early for that. Hey, we have to play the Redskins twice. We have to play Philly twice, and you know, it's a long road yet, and anything can happen. So you know, the Redskins are on a roll right now and been playing real good football, and hopefully we're starting to get our act together. And you know, I think you know, we're going to take 1 week at a time, and at the end, when all the dust settles, we'll look to see what's happening.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much. Rodney, thanks to you. Giants win at 20-9. Right now, let's go back to our studios.
All right, Vern and Dan, thanks very much. Let's get one thing straight here. You didn't say that Jeff Hostetler has played poorly. What you said was, in your opinion, Phil Simms should still be the New York Giants starting quarterback.
Yeah, my point was that Phil never should have lost his job. Didn't mean I didn't like the way he played football, but it's just that Phil had the job. Phil lost the job due to an injury, and that's how Jeff got the starting job. Played well in the postseason games and, of course, the Super Bowl. And then Simms, virtually the job was turned over to Hostetler based on his performances against the Bears and the 49ers. They have not scored any points, still haven't put up the big numbers, but they are 3-3. He is playing well. The Cowboy game, I made the point last week, was the first game in which we saw Hostetler throw the football down the field. 17 receptions were made by the wide receivers. But still in all, I mean, he gets his due here.
Sure.
But in my opinion, Phil Simms is the #1 quarterback.
He is 14 of 18 today, 200 yards and a
Good
touchdown.
game.
That's Jeff Hostetler. Would you still have Phil Simms the starting quarterback?
Well, as he continues to win, you're not going to have Phil Simms in there. And as he continues to get his confidence and plays, but bottom line is this. You know, people get their feelings hurt when we say things that they don't like hearing. But the bottom line is that you must win, and to be a championship quarterback, as he proved last year, you have to score touchdowns. And if you look at the record, you know, they have not, the Giants that is, have not scored a lot of touchdowns, but he is playing better.
All right, well, he had a good day today as the New York Giants beat the Cardinals by a score of 20-9, and ugly weather out at the Meadowlands today. Rodney Hampton, you just saw this touchdown run. It was a good one. He can run.
Well, the thing about Hampton is he has great cutback ability, and he's a big man. He has power and speed, and the Giants love to run inside the tackles, and they need a big back, and he's providing that power now.
And here's Hostetler with the play-action fake, rolls out and finds Zeke Mowatt open for the 8-yard touchdown. Hostetler 200 yards passing, Rodney Hampton 130 yards rushing. It adds up to the 3rd win of the season for the Giants. They are now 3-3, and so are the Phoenix Cardinals. Game in Los Angeles between the Raiders and the San Diego Chargers. Chargers are threatening to win their 1st of the season. They came into this game 0-5, and they are leading the Los Angeles Raiders by a score of 21-13. Earlier today at Soldier Field in Chicago, the Redskins ran their record to 6-0 with a 20-7 win over the Bears. Joe Gibbs looking on, and Mark Rippon had a great day throwing the football.
He really did. This is a wonderful route by Monk. Outside on the sideline, down the field, beat the corner, and Rippon got the ball to him.
Meanwhile, Jim Harbaugh had a tough day. This pass deflected and then picked off by number 60, Fred Stokes. Redskins were leading 10-7, and then Rippon to Monk again.
This is a good read by Rippon. He had the quick slant with the top crossing route by Monk. He saw the corner bite on the slant, then he automatically, the read took him to the corner, and there was Monk.
Redskins win it 20-7, 2 touchdown passes for Rippon. The Redskins stay perfect after 6 weeks. What a comeback at the Silverdome in Pontiac by the Detroit Lions today. They were trailing the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 20-3, and then that Wayne Fonts kept faith in his troops, and along came Barry Sanders.
Oh, man, Barry Sanders, he missed that first game, but if you put him in there and give his average for the year, he's doing, you know, he's sitting around 800 yards already counting this game. But Sanders and Rodney Peete really coming on. Sanders, of course, has been coming on, but Peete today showed that championship quality. You know, we saw it in Harbaugh a couple of weeks ago, and now we're seeing it in Peete. And you really tell a lot about a kid in the 4th quarter in a big game. It's how well they've progressed. And I thought Rodney Peete today really kept his poise and won the football game.
The Lions turned this around with a 3-touchdown burst in less than 7 minutes of play. Rodney Peete threw for 281 yards and 2 touchdowns. Barry Sanders ran for 116 yards and a touchdown. And the Lions are on top of the NFC Central Division all alone with a 5-1 record. They beat Minnesota today 24-20. In Tampa, the Bucs went in winless. They come out with their first victory of the year, beating the Eagles by a score of 14-13. That's Richard Williamson standing next to Chris Chandler. Vinny Testaverde sidelined with a chipped fracture of his thumb, and then Chandler, the 5-yard touchdown pass to Bruce Hill. That calls for some Gatorade, the first win of the year. But Bruce Hill and Chandler getting together, and the thing about this is the receivers don't know who's going to be quarterback from 1 week to the next.
Yeah, but they work with him in practice, so that's not a problem. The key here is that they got the touchdown pass when they needed it to win the football game. And a real important thing here, and don't misunderstand this, Testaverde is now out of the picture at least 5-6 weeks with that broken thumb. Chandler will now have no one to look over his shoulder at. That takes a lot of the pressure off. And now maybe the Buccaneers can go in and have a quarterback relax. Chandler proved today he can drive the team down in a game, got the win. And now maybe that with that pressure off, maybe the Buccaneers will come on and start scoring some touchdowns.
Well, what about a season of promise that is slowly going down the tubes for the Philadelphia Eagles? They fall to 3-3 now with the 14-13 loss. The Dallas Cowboys went into Milwaukee and beat the Green Bay Packers today by a score of 20-17. Cowboys are 4-2 on the year. That's Don Majkowski. He didn't play, signaling from the sideline. Blair Keel's pass picked off by Ray Horton.
Oh, Ray Horton, this is 2 weeks in a row. He won the game for the Cowboys last week by stealing actually forced a fumble, picked it up, and gave the Cowboys the lead. Now an interception, takes it all the way down, gives the Cowboys a big lead here.
Other than the unbeaten teams in the league, the Dallas Cowboys, the only other team to have won all their road games. They've won 3 of them this season en route to that 4-2 record. We'll take a time out here and have more scores and highlights for you as the NFL Today postgame show continues in a moment.
In 1895, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays. The following year, Siemens worked closely with him to develop its first X-ray tubes. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens manufactures imaging technology that helps doctors save lives. And with 35,000 people nationwide, the men and women of Siemens will continue to manufacture ideas that even Professor Röntgen never dreamed of. Siemens, precision thinking.
Oh, honey, don't come near me, please.
Oh, I can't. No, it's not a good idea. Oh, no, baby, not right now.
Oh, sweetie. You don't want to get too close.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients to kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Kiss me.
What are you waiting for?
Great kiss.
You may kiss me now.
Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning.
I'm a big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Bic Regular, a great shave at a great price.
I'm a big man.
Bic Sensitive, Bic Baby's tender skin. Bic Metal, slim head, total control.
Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man.
Regular, sensitive, metal.
I'm a big man.
A young boy is brutally taken from his mother.
That's kidnapping, isn't it, Nick?
Now Nick must find him before his time runs out. Sweating Bullets tomorrow.
That game in Los Angeles now has 1:35 remaining. The Raiders are trailing the San Diego Chargers 21-13. Rod Bernstein has run for a touchdown, as has Marion Butts, and Butts has also caught a touchdown pass from John Freese. Chargers looking for their first win of the year. They went into this game 0-5. The Denver Broncos went into Houston and played giveaway this afternoon. The Oilers came out on top 42-14. They got their first 28 points off of turnovers, including this one. Bo Orlando blocks the punt by Mike Horan, and Bubba McDowell will recover for the touchdown. The Oilers just rolled from there. John Elway, 24 of 42 for 301 yards, while Warren Moon threw for 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. You got to figure all of John Elway's yardage came because he was throwing from behind.
Yeah, well, obviously 28 points right off the bat, really, in the first half. I mean, you know, when you have a big game like that, Greg, the one thing you never want to do is give a team that's very close to you, never want to give them an edge. You want to make them earn everything. And when you give them 4 touchdowns off of turnovers, you basically virtually got no way in the world of winning this game, and Elway did have to fight and come back and had an outstanding game. It's just, it was almost an impossible thing to do.
It's like Merry Christmas. Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins up at Foxborough to play the New England Patriots, beat the Patriots by a score of 20-10. Dan Marino, his first 300-yard passing day of the season. He threw for 321, including that touchdown pass to Jim Jensen. The Dolphins tie now, move their record to 3-3. The New York Jets beat the Cleveland Browns today, 17-14. The Jets are also 3-3 on the year, and on the halfback option, Blair Thomas.
Yeah, when you've got a running game, one of the things that adds to your weapon is the fact that this back can throw the football, and Thomas can run, and now we know he can pass, and these Jets very easily should be 5-1.
You bet. Ken O'Brien threw for 195 yards today. And the Seattle Seahawks extended the Bengals' winless streak to 5 straight games. They beat the Bengals 13-7. It's that tough running game. John L. Williams.
Yeah, up the middle, nobody touches you. Unbelievable. And this guy just rambles right down the sideline. Who would have thought that one of the most imaginative coaches in the world, Sam Weiss, would have his team 0-5?
It's their first start since 1984, and that was Weiss's first year as a head coach. We'll take a timeout and continue with more in a moment.
Introducing a car so intelligently engineered, its elegance and grace can be measured along these lines or graded on a curve. The 1992 Oldsmobile 88 Royale, beautifully redefined and nimble enough to prove that a straight line isn't always the best way to get from point A to point B. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
How much insulation do you have in your attic? 3 inches? 6 inches? Well, the Department of Energy recommends R38 for most American homes, which is equivalent to a foot of Owens Corning pink fiberglass. So grab a ruler and measure your attic insulation. Then get rolling. and get a foothold on your energy bills. For more information, call 1-800-GET-PINK.
At BASF, we don't make the house, make it warmer. We don't make the suit, we make it racier. We don't make the meal, we make it healthier. We don't make the music, we make it clearer. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF, the spirit of innovation.
When she was only 8 years old, her father killed her best friend. For 20 years, she repressed it. Why? She'll tell you why tonight.
Once again, 60 Minutes is next, except on the West Coast and in the Mountain Time Zone. And our CBS Sports coverage of the League Championship Series begins Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern Time. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins. The NLCS gets underway at 8:30 Eastern on Wednesday night with the Atlanta Braves facing the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll be back here on Sunday for Week 7, beginning with the NFL today at 12:30 Eastern Time. And then most of you will see the unbeaten New Orleans Saints against the Eagles in Philadelphia, or Phoenix against Minnesota. And for some of you, we'll have the Falcons and the 49ers at 4 Eastern. For now, that is it for this Sunday. For Terry Bradshaw, for all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Greg Gumbel. Have a very good evening, everyone.